Hello guys, in this video we are going to study the next few paragraphs of Ncert related to the transport of gases. So as we all know that blood is the medium of transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Around 97% of oxygen is carried by RBCs, 3% is carried in a dissolved state through plasma. And about carbon dioxide, around 70% of carbon dioxide is carried as bicarbonate, 20 to 25% is carried by RBCs, and about 7% is carried in a dissolved state through plasma. Now, how these RBCs carry oxygen and carbon dioxide? So, RBCs contain hemoglobin, which is an iron containing pigment which bind with oxygen and carbon dioxide in a reversible manner to form oxyhemoglobin and carbaminohemoglobin respectively. So the important point to be noted is that the final product of hemoglobin and carbon dioxide combination is carbaminohemoglobin, not carboxyhemoglobin. Carboxyhemoglobin is formed by combination of hemoglobin with carbon monoxide. So these two terminologies are frequently confused. So be careful. So there are various factors which affect oxygen and carbon dioxide binding with hemoglobin. First and the foremost is the partial pressure of oxygen. This is the primary factor for binding of both oxygen and carbon dioxide with hemoglobin. Second is the partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Third is H ion concentration, that is pH. pH will be high, that is, if the pH is high, then the concentration of hydrogen ions will be less, and when the pH is low, means more acidic, then the concentration of H plus ions is more. And the fourth is the temperature. So at the level of alveoli, the partial pressure of oxygen is more, and that of carbon dioxide partial pressure is low, and H plus ion are less, means the pressure is high, means towards alkaline pH, and the temperature is low. All these factors like H plus ion concentration, temperature, these are all related to the metabolism. So at the tissue level where the catabolism occurs, the temperature of the tissue will be high, the more of the H plus ions will be produced. So at the level of tissue, as oxygen is consumed, the partial pressure of oxygen will be less, carbon dioxide will be released as a end product of metabolism, and H plus ions and the temperature will be more, means the pH is low, means acidic. So the H plus ion concentration and pH are inversely related. So don't confuse these terminologies. Okay, is there any confusion till now? So all these factors clearly demonstrate that the oxygen get bound with hemoglobin at the lung surface and dissociate at the tissue level, and vice versa is true for the carbon dioxide. So moving ahead, when we plot percentage saturation of hemoglobin with oxygen against the partial pressure of oxygen, we get a sigmoid shaped curve. This curve is known as oxygen dissociation curve. This curve is useful in studying the effect of various factors on binding of oxygen with hemoglobin. Okay, now let's see about the transport of carbon dioxide. As we know, about 20 to 25% of carbon dioxide is transported by RBCs in the form of carbaminohemoglobin, and major chunk of carbon dioxide is transported as bicarbonate. So for this transport, RBCs contain a very high concentration of enzymes known as carbonic anhydrase, and minute amount of this enzyme is also present in plasma. So at the tissue level, where the carbon dioxide is high due to catabolism, so carbon dioxide diffuses into blood, that is in both RBCs and plasma where this enzyme is present, and form carbonic acid, and further it forms bicarbonate ion and H plus ion. So this will form bicarbonate ion. Okay, this is bicarbonate ion. This bicarbonate ion is carried to the alveoli through the blood circulation, where now at the level of alveoli the partial pressure of CO2 is low. So this reaction, as this reaction is reversible, that it can move in either direction depending on the concentration of the product and the end products. So at the level of alveoli where the partial pressure of CO2 is low, so this reaction will proceed in opposite direction. At the tissue level, it is proceeding in towards right hand side, and at the alveolus level the reaction will proceed towards the left hand side. So at the level of alveoli where partial pressure of CO2 is low, so this reaction will proceed in opposite direction, which leads to formation of carbon dioxide and water. And this carbon dioxide will be finally exhaled out of the body. Okay. At last, two very important points that should be taken care. So every 100 ml of oxygenated blood deliver around 5 ml of oxygen to tissues under normal physiological conditions. Means you are not doing any exercise, you are just sitting and studying or doing nothing. Okay, so under normal physiological conditions, oxygenated blood every 100 ml will deliver 5 ml of oxygen, whereas every 100 ml of deoxygenated blood deliver around 4 ml of carbon dioxide to the alveoli. So everything we are done with this topic. So if you have any doubt, kindly put it in comment box, and if you like my video, kindly like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank